welcome back to the Catch. We're here today with Domnall, Mr. Alex Clinciu. Welcome to the team, mate. How are you? Welcome. It's good to have you. How are you? Are you well?
I'm very well. I'm happy to be here.
Really? You happy to be here?
Yeah, I was actually...
He was taking the piss out of me before we went live, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I was actually thinking how long we've known each other, and...
How long? Oof.
2010. 2010.
2010?
Yeah.
How did we, 2010, is it 2000, what are we now? That's 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
We
Back in the call center days.
back in the days. God, there were some days. Yes, I remember actually. I remember interviewing you, if I remember rightly. So
It was July or August, 40 degrees outside. I was in a suit sweating like a pig.
I think was it you that called me and said, "Oh, that might have been."
Hi, is this Mr. McGinley?
Maybe.
I remember you smiled on the phone when I said Mr. McGinley.
You smile.
When you started talking, I heard you smile.
Am I smiling? I was probably thinking about my father. You know, he's Mr. McGinley. No. Yes, we did. So that's 14 years ago. So how have you been in the last 14 years? Have you been doing well, mate?
I can say so, yeah.
I can say so. So Alex is the managing partner, if I believe correctly,
Yes.
of Șterge.ro.
Wow.
Wow, I got that right. Look, mate, I've probably been working hard on the pronunciation. Thank you. Getting something right at last, eh? So tell us about your company, mate. What is it you do? What are you doing?
Well, it says on the company, we wipe.
So he'll wipe your credit score. He'll wipe your credit card. What? Given the opportunity.
Yeah, it depends.
What do you do?
We're a specialist in professional cleaning products and personal protective equipment. So basically, we make sure that your hands are clean, your bottom is clean. I don't know, I can say ass or...
You can say whatever you want, mate. Free reign. Sure.
Yeah, so this is in a nutshell what we do. We import and distribute across the entire country cleaning supplies and personal protective equipment in a clever and digitalized way.
What does that mean? Because from most of the suppliers that I know, worked with in the past, having sold PP once upon a time, that's a pretty traditional way of knocking on doors and picking up the phone, having meetings, doing all this type of thing. So how is it that, I mean, how did your company differentiate, let's say, from the traditional way of...
Yeah, well, before starting this business, I worked for one of the biggest players on the market. Yeah, okay. So they did it exactly like you said, by going from door to door. Yeah. It's good up to a point, but the problems are that you can't get to enough clients, or you're limited to a number of, 5 meetings a day.
True, yeah. Even probably less. I mean,
even less in Bucharest, yeah.
Yeah. By the time you drive around them all.
Yeah, and that also means that you would have to go only to big customers to make it worth your while as a sales rep. So we saw an opportunity in the small and medium market as well. Companies with below 50 employees, companies like your office, for example, yeah. It doesn't really make financial sense for a sales rep to come knocking on your door trying to sell you products. So we needed to find a way to get to as many companies as possible, efficiently and fast. So,
I love that he said my office. I have almost 200 people, but, that's fine.
Where in here?
Not in this office, thank God.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm only kidding, mate. Sure.
Yeah, so what we did, we built an e-commerce platform. We made it really easy to use, and then we went out with clever marketing and got to as many companies as possible within our target. Okay. One of the objectives was also to bring in the same expertise and quality that only the big clients get. Yeah. So before, the products that you're using were usually accessible only to IBM, Microsoft, this type of big office building. Okay. For you, they would have been either non-accessible because no one would come to offer them to you, or at a very high cost. Online. Yeah. So what we did, we brought them online so that anyone has access to them. And
do you stand alone on the online space in your domain, or?
No, there are other
Now,
e-commerce
or-
websites. Even before there were a few, but they were doing the traditional e-commerce. Our e-commerce is based on two sides. So you have the front, the e-shop, which looks more or less like
Traditional kind of
a
issue.
traditional e-shop. You have to make it easy to use, easy to order. But the real magic starts behind the front screen, where you have access to a dashboard with reports. So say you're a company, you for example, you'll have offices across the country. If you get to spend 2, 3, 5,000 euros a month on cleaning products, you'll want to know where they're going, why you're using them. Yeah, so you have access to all these kind of statistics in a live dashboard on our website, anytime, real time. So that helps companies optimize their costs, reduce waste, and also improve the quality of health and safety.
Nice. So really wiping that credit card. Right. Look at that. Wow, cool. And what made you want to get into this particular business? I mean, because you, as you said, you were already working for another supplier. Was it the fact that there was nothing online, or you saw an easier way, or I mean, wasn't there something you could have done for that organisation? I mean, why bail, jump ship, and then go out on your own and do that? What was? Where's the motivation for that?
Well, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My parents started their business in 1991.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's ambitious, eh? I mean, like,
Yeah.
basically more or less 1 year after the fall of communism.
2 years, but yeah. And 2 years after having me, so it was brave.
Very brave, yeah. Okay. And what do they do? Oh, if you don't mind.
They started initially with a bookshop, and then they grew it into more or less a distribution company as well. So they had physical locations, 4 locations in Brașov, but they also distributed
To other
exactly
companies.
office supplies, office equipment, things like that to different companies. Yeah,
So really, you've been close to the domain your entire life, actually.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Sure. Anyway, so long run of family, family of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I was used to living the entrepreneur life. I mean, for me, it was normal to see the adult in the house leave at 7 o'clock in the morning and come back at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at night.
was-
or 9 o'clock. Or not see them come back.
Exactly, or come put me to sleep and then
Yeah.
keep on working.
All right.
That was one. Before I got into the beautiful world of toilet paper,
And what a clean environment that is.
exactly. Yeah, I had some other businesses in marketing, digital
Okay.
development, and advertising. So it was a
This was, I remember this company. What was the name of that company?
Clinciu.
Nexio, that's right. Okay.
And I was building websites since I was in high school, and I did it through college as well. So
Keep
it's
you
kind
paid.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, I remember when you turned up for your interview, and back then that was what? Okay, that was 14 years ago. So what does that make us now?
2010.
2010. So no one your age was driving a nice car like you were at that time.
Oh yeah,
Not really.
I missed that car.
You missed that car?
Yeah.
It was a nice car. It was a Seat Leon, no, but it
Seat
was
Leon. Tuned.
yeah. I remember it was quick.
Wide.
I remember him scaring the shit out of me once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah, but you scare easily. So
Oh. So soft. Oh, sure.
yeah. Yeah, so it was kind of a mix. Back in 2014, so I did school in Bucharest. Then I went to Brașov for a year, and then I was looking to come back to Bucharest. I wanted to find a job in a big company, in a corporation.
The corporate dream. They all go for the corporate dream here.
Not necessarily the corporate dream, but it was more about learning. It was like when I came to work for you in the call center. You get to a point where you realize that, okay, I'm good at this, but I'm not good at this, and this. So how can I learn? You can, A, go to school, but you only learn theoretically.
Yeah.
Or B, go in the trenches.
Yeah.
Do it. When I came to work for you in the call center, I wanted to learn sales.
Yes.
Be more...
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We like sales.
Yeah, so it was the same here. I wanted to learn more about management, but like corporate management, distribution, doing it the proper way, the big boy way.
Because we weren't doing it the proper way.
No, I'm talking about distribution.
Yeah, we didn't distribute much, actually. Well, actually anything. But yeah.
Yeah. So I went to an interview at a company. I had an interview with a big IT company for a sales job, and with this company doing toilet paper.
And what? So IT or toilet paper? How much should I go for?
Yeah, it was the interview in the distribution company was with the CEO of the company.
Okay.
So no going through HR and all that
And all
process.
the rigmarole.
I already had the offer from the IT company, but I went to this interview also. And after I had the interview, I just saw a mentor in the
And the CEO.
CEO, and
Wasn't he your neighbor or something? Or turned out to be your neighbor or something?
yeah, it was something like that. He bought my grandparents' house, and this is my grandparents' house.
Great grandparents. Okay.
But we never met in that circumstance. I only met him in Bucharest. I was looking for a job. I got his number. I called him. Hi, I'm looking for a job in Bucharest. He told me, send me a CV. I sent him the CV. Called him again. When can you come for an interview? And
That was it.
that. Yeah. And I really saw that he
CEOs
was
like
a
that.
person that I can learn from, and that can develop me. So this is how I got into toilet paper.
We're going to invite him on the podcast.
Yeah, Sherban.
Yes, our good friend Shurban Waza. He will be here soon enough. You'll get to meet him also. Well, okay. And what was it? I don't know. What's the one great thing you learned from Shurban, let's say?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, too many good things to narrow it down to just one, eh?
Now you put pressure and said that he's coming on the show.
Well,
He'll probably say he
we're
didn't
going to
learn
catch
that
him
from
one
me.
way or another. We're going to catch him, right? We're catching him. That's all right.
Yeah. I think the one that comes into mind now is to surround yourself with people that are better than you, or to make them better than you. Invest in them, improve their skills continuously. Don't do their job.
Yeah,
Teach them how to do it better until they get better than you at it.
good. Then pay them more.
Of course.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty solid advice as far as it goes,
Yeah.
to be fair. Okay. What else? What else did you learn?
Yeah, I know so many things about people management, stock management, forecasting, sales, marketing, so many things.
I'm all of a sudden a bit more excited to see Shurban. Than
I
you.
told you should have asked me.
Yeah, we should have asked him instead, actually. Sounds more interesting already. Okay. But you said something earlier, actually. You said that you wanted to get into sales anyway.
Yeah,
You wanted to learn that. So that's, I guess, why you...
that's how we met. I mean,
That's how we met, yeah. Did you want to learn sales before then, or... I mean, did you have in your mind, I want to get into a sales environment to learn the trade, or the art of selling, or whatever? Or was it just one of those things that seemed like...
I realized at a point that you can have the best product, the best service, the best whatever. If you don't sell it, or if you don't know how to sell it, then you have nothing.
Yeah. No, we would agree with that. We would agree with that indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. And so would you consider yourself to be a bona fide salesman?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Okay. We're going to find out at the end of this.
Okay.
But you'll see at the end. Okay, cool. So, but again, why sales, Why did you want to learn sales?
Like I said, sales make any business evolve, grow.
Okay.
Sales make business be a business. Without sales, you don't have the business.
Yes, this is true. This is very true. Okay. And so what about salespeople that you have now? How many have you got now?
We have 5 salespeople on the field. So our business has 2 sides. We have the digital online, so pure e-commerce. That's people coming in onto the website, purchasing directly. Then we also have a telesales division,
Okay.
with 3 people who do both account management and also
They generate new business for the company?
yes.
New accounts? Yeah.
New accounts, but this works in different ways. We feed them leads because we got some lead generation mechanisms on the website.
So you're getting inquiries coming in and then they manage it, call
We're
back.
getting to 20 to 30 leads every day, and they're calling them, qualifying them, and doing the whole sales process. We're doing upselling on existing clients. So I don't know, if you bought paper towels from us, then
We'll sell you
there's
some
no
toilet
reason.
paper too. Yeah.
And soap and air freshener
Then
and
you need it all.
detergent and everything. Yeah. And then we have the key account division, so with direct people on the field, key account managers across the country. So we're covering the entire country. And they're going for medium and large accounts. So
Okay, so then the 50 employees up to the thousands kind of scenario, where possible.
each of them usually handles companies with over 200 to 300 employees.
Well, that's quite a few.
Yeah. If the clients are smaller than that, they can go initially do the audit. So our sales process is we go to the location, we see what the needs are, ask a lot of questions, understand what needs to be done. Then you implement it, make sure that everything makes sense, that the products are doing their job, that the client is happy, that the service is good. And then they can be handled by someone from the telesales. Again, we have the digital tools that can help and keep everything in order.
Okay, so basically your reps on the road are more hunters than farmers. More so.
More so, yeah.
Yeah, when they need some big accounts, they want first-hand personal attention, so they do that, obviously, I'm guessing as well.
Yeah.
Right. So
These are, my colleagues are people with over 25 years experience doing just this, so selling PPE
in the game, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
What the ones that created the market.
Okay, cool. So here we go. Here's a question for you then. So since you're a managing partner there, how do you cope with one of these reps who, if they're 25 years in the game, that would tell me that they're probably older than you?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you do when they're missing target?
They don't miss target.
Wow.
Our structure is
Nice. Why don't they miss target?
because they're really, really good salespeople with really good experience, and 3 of them are also partners in the company.
Okay. So they have a genuine interest to kick ass every day.
Our structure is built in a way that everyone pushes really hard.
Okay. So how does that work? What does that mean? I understand what it means, but can you give us a bit more detail? Help the people understand what you mean. The company's built in a structured way so that it pushes everybody. So is this a company culture thing? Is this some form of methodology that you impose on the company, or a system that you have? Or
We used to work together, so
who?
The management team, the owners of the company, we used to be colleagues in the previous companies that we worked in. Yeah.
Okay.
Doing exactly what we do now, more or less. So I used to do more marketing, and my colleagues used to do sales and product management or company management. So our experience combined makes for an entire manager, if you want, be it a company manager, a sales manager, and so on.
Okay. So you basically have different capabilities across the management team.
Exactly.
Okay.
We complement each other, and this is what makes us go really good and really fast.
Okay. But they're all selling as well.
Yes. Everyone. Even I was this morning. I was at a sales meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic. Okay. And did you lead the meeting or
Did I what?
lead the meeting?
Aren't you supposed to do that? Or?
Well, I have managers who now do that for us, thankfully. But no, I mean, you led the sales meeting.
What do you mean exactly?
You said you had a sales meeting today.
Yes.
Are you the one leading it?
Yeah.
Heading it up, okay.
Yeah, it's a client of mine.
Ah, okay. No, I thought you meant an internal sales meeting in the team.
No,
This is why I was thinking.
No,
He's like, well, what do you mean, am I leading? Okay. So a customer meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you close?
So, ABC.
ABC, which stands for?
Always be closing.
Always be closing. Always be closing. Where'd you learn that?
I know some Kiwi guy. I forget
Some
his name.
dodgy New Zealander who runs a podcast.
He was bald back then.
Yes, I was too. Shit.
Used to shave your hair.
Yes, I know. I lost a bet. Actually, I shaved my head for 10 years. I lost a bet. Was it shaved before you turned up? I think it was, yeah?
Yeah, I've only started seeing you with hair in the recent years. I know what happened.
It's weird. Normally it goes the other way, eh? Normally people go bald. They don't grow hair, but...
Did you go to Turkey or something?
Yes, I just
one time
popped
to
over to
Turkey, comes
Istanbul.
back with hair.
It came back with hair and a fake Rolex.
We're supposed to go to eat, not get hair.
No. Well, where did it all go wrong? Anyway. I actually lost a bet. I bet my team that they couldn't put 100 new contracts out by Thursday, 5 o'clock. I set them a target and I said, if you do it, then all of you can shave my head, in the Friday morning sales meeting. So the management can shave my head. And they did, because obviously I lost the bet. And the bet was that if they did these 100 deals, I mean, that was good money then as also, that I would shave the head for 10 years. And I kept it for 10 years.
Okay.
So I actually started, 11. I started growing my hair back, I think, 2-3 years ago. Something like that.
I think before the pandemic.
This is exciting content.
Yeah.
Very exciting content. Let's go back to sales. So, how do you? I mean, you must obviously work with a big variety of people. I'm assuming now.
Yeah.
Okay, and you must run into a lot of salespeople. You must also go through a hiring process. I'm guessing, like you're always looking to expand the sales team, possibly, or yeah. Okay. And how do you find the people that turn up for an interview when it comes, when they're applying for a sales job?
Depends on what I've seen so far. It depends on age, experience.
Okay. And
I would also say education at a point. We had some really good interviews with people who looked like they would be superstars, and that was a flop. But you also have people coming, I don't know, in shorts at an interview for a job, not knowing anything.
Don't you hate that? Don't you hate that? It doesn't say. I mean, if someone turns up wearing shorts in an interview, do you feel comfortable in that individual at a first glance of representing your company that you built from the ground up with your colleagues?
Of course not.
Zero. So to all those people out there looking to get a job, don't turn up in bloody shorts.
Just wear a shirt and
turn up with a shirt with a collar, At least that.
Common sense. It's just basic.
Well, you see, this is the thing. Is it common sense anymore, though? Is it common sense anymore? Because the generation behind you, or two of them behind you, what are you? You're a millennial? No.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial, no? On the latter end, though.
I'm born in 89, so no, I'm right in the middle of the millennials. 85 to 95. 85
86.
to 86.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's cool. All right, okay. So, yeah, you are. But okay, then maybe the generation before. Maybe it's the Gen Z thing, but...
Gen Z is a whole different...
That's a whole different category of employee.
We actually had 2 Gen Z colleagues, and
And?
it's hard to understand.
Where do you struggle with them?
First of all, motivation. No, first of all, making them to get up in the morning.
Come to work. Hey,
it's 9:30.
Yeah. Oh, shit, is it really? Oh, what time do I have to be in? Yeah, something like that.
Call them at 10 o'clock just to see how they're doing, how you can help them, He's someone in the beginning, you want to be there for him, do you need him?
Yeah, offer support, show him the way. 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the... And how old is he?
20.
20. Okay, what were you doing at 20?
Working
for us. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. When I was 20, what was I doing when I was 20? Yeah, I was working for my stepfather. He was one of my mentors in his car yard.
Okay.
As a service coordinator, for him. So when the cars would come in from Japan, all his cars were imported from Japan. And I'd take them off the boat and bring them all the way through the process to get them ready for sale, Oof, I remember turning up late one day because I'd been out the night before, and I came in, it was 10:30, and he had sent me to this motivational guy, to try and teach me how to hold myself better, body language, voice control, these types of things, get me thinking the right way, and it not coming from him, it come from someone else, so I'm more likely to learn rather than just do as I'm told, so to speak, this was his thinking. And so I called this guy and it's like, oh my God, mate, it's like 10:30 in the morning, mate. And I was like, what do I do? I'm late and I went out last night drinking. And he goes, walk up to him and tell him you fucked it up.
Okay.
So I did. I walked straight up to him and said, mate, I'm late and I fully fucked it up and it's 100% on me. There's nothing I can do other than tell you that and apologise. And he went, fuck off back to work. Just like that, I was like, but I learned a lesson there actually, and that was honesty.
That's important.
I learned on the honesty lesson there, make up the mistakes. But we never ever turned up to work late. I mean, okay, once in a blue moon, shit, because you actually genuinely slept in, you, for whatever, maybe deep sleep, didn't hear the alarm, but that would happen once every 3 years, kind of thing.
No, I think honesty is important in every life aspect. First of all, be honest to yourself, and then be honest just to everyone.
Okay, so this is not related to sales. Although, actually, let's tie this into sales actually, because salespeople have a reputation of being dishonest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stepfather being not necessarily dishonest, because that wouldn't be fair to say, because he's definitely an honest man. But in his line of work as a car shark, a car dealer, so he would fall into that category of bad rep. But let's go honestly for a second. You said be honest to yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I think when the definition of being honest, and you correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think the definition of being honest to yourself is actually being honest with everybody else. So.
That's deep.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that deep? How do you feel now?
Yeah.
I didn't come here for this. It's not what I came here. No, but really, look, okay. In all seriousness, yeah? So it has to be like this, like in your relationship, for an example, okay? Because especially guys, they're very quick to, hide something or, fucking misses or, the bird, very quick to do that, And if you don't, and if you tell her, listen, I will always be direct and honest with you, even if you don't like the answer, I'm still going to be honest with you. Is that you being honest with her or being honest with yourself?
You're being honest to both, yeah.
Both, right? Okay. So in order to be honest to yourself, in my view, you just have to be honest with everybody about
Fair enough.
Everything.
But I'm talking about also being honest to yourself when it's just you and yourself. I don't know when, that kind of...
And he said I was deep.
Yeah, well, now
that was deeper. I think that was a bit deeper, We fell in the deep end. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Give it to me.
Yeah, I mean, accept or don't lie to yourself about different aspects, be it in life or in business. Be brave and make the mistake, make the decision.
Learn fast from your failure.
Exactly. Don't. I've seen many businesses or many people go into that whole it'll be okay, I'll make it work or whatever, without stopping and actually looking if it is going to be okay, or if am I doing everything right, or do I need help? Yeah.
It's a hard one, actually.
It's very hard.
It's an ego issue, eh?
Yeah.
Especially with entrepreneurs in general.
Absolutely.
Because I know best. No. It's that whole, it's my business. I'm the boss. I know. My money, I paid. Blah, blah, blah. All the bullshit. Whatever.
That's one aspect. The other one is not realizing that you're in over your head.
It's hard to see.
You're burning out.
The forest through the clouds or whatever.
Yeah. This is actually one piece of advice that I understood very late, is to delegate.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that. Yep.
I heard it so many times.
Yeah, you understood it in theory.
You read it, you learn about it, like in every management book or everything. But it takes a bit of time to properly understand it. And I think this is one of the things that I'm talking about when I say be honest to yourself. Delegate.
Actually, this is interesting. I'm 100% the same, actually. It was one of my colleagues, actually, who told me, she said to me, and Catalina, you know her, she said to me, look, if you don't actually take a step back and let us do the work, then you will never, ever actually become the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
She said, you'll always just be a micromanager, which is what you are now. I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God, it hurt me so much. But she was so right,
But I think at a point, every entrepreneur is a micromanager. I think in the beginning...
It's part of the process, eh?
And especially unless you've been in a corporate management position to properly understand the structures around you, and especially when you're a startup business, when...
you start with nothing.
With all the balls and
doing all the jobs.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's hard to get out of that.
For me, the struggle was actually to let go and trust someone else to do the job which I was doing and it was working, and then to step back and say, well, okay, now you're actually going to go and do that job and I have to now let you be in charge of my money. Yeah. That was my mindset at that moment, It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. It's like, because who are you? I mean, you have 2 years experience and I've been doing this for, I don't know, 10 plus years or whatever it was at the time.
That's one thing. The other thing is that to delegate, you need to allocate time to teach that person what to do or to make sure that they're doing it right. So maybe sometimes in your head, at least in my head, this is what happened. It looked like it's easier for me just to do it.
It's fun. It'd be taking me a lot to train her or him how to get
faster to do it myself than to teach someone else to do it.
But then we fall into the trap of working in the business, not on the business.
Exactly.
Which is another trap that entrepreneurs fall into. Well, I guess it coincides in hand with this, but the same thing. And I'm assuming you've been down or have been down that road before anyway. No. Yeah, and that one sucks too. It sucks too because you work too long, you stress too much, and you don't get as much done actually.
No.
You actually get less done with more time in the day.
Yeah.
I forget who it was actually. I saw this. I'm not sure if it was in some influencer. I can't really remember, and it was just something that I picked up on a couple of years ago. And he said, I don't know if it was that guy Alex. What's his name? Alex, the guy with the nose thing. Alex. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Anyway, big gym guy, influencer, multimillionaire. I think he owns heaps of gyms. Alex Moise or something like that. But I can't remember his name. But anyway, it might have been him or someone else. And he was going, if they can do the job to 70% of your capability, give them the job.
Okay.
Give them the job. They'll learn the other 30. And that will most likely be better than the 30 that you were hanging on to anyway. Mm-hmm. And yeah, when I heard that, I was like, that makes all the sense in the world. I mean, it's like, okay, cool. No one's going to run my company better than me because no one's going to care about it as much as me. This is the general thinking. And by empowering other people in your company, they start caring about your company just as much, almost as much as you do anyway. And that's where you get the makeup of the other 30%. The other one was Alex Hormozy. Whatever. He doesn't know him. The rest of the world knows who this is, except me and him, which is great.
Alex from what?
Alex Hormozy. He
No.
I think he's a big gym dude, I think he owns a chain of gyms so he's an influencer on how to make money, this type of thing.
Okay.
He's very, very successful. Right. Yeah.
I'll look him up, I promise.
Well, I guess you'll be doing more of, I was going to say him a favour, but maybe it's always good to learn from others. Maybe do yourself a favour at the same time.
It's always good to look at others and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are doing good things.
The ones that are doing good things, making a few dollars. The other lesson that it wasn't from him, but it was from someone else. If you can take a portion of your income and afford to pay that person to do that job, meaning in a management position, not an employee per se, because like, for example, the trucking business that we have, So instead of me running the company, can I take from my income enough money to pay a GM to run the company? Mm-hmm. Well, if the answer to that question is yes, then do it. If that person is obviously capable of fulfilling the tasks required, of course, but and if you do this, then all of a sudden, now you were already earning that money anyway. Can you afford to live without it? Can you not pay yourself an extra $2,000 or whatever it is you end up paying that person? And if the answer is yes, great, get them to do the job.
Yeah, it makes sense.
A lot of sense. That gives you a lot of free time, and it's actually, in my case, I find it much easier to think about the business because it's not really me dealing with it all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about zooming out and...
Yeah, and working on it, not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's really hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard, actually. But I like the honesty. That was a good one. Let's go back to the salespeople and being honest. Right, so historically, salespeople have had a pretty shitty reputation when it comes to honesty. Would you agree with that?
I think it also depends in the field that you work in.
Yes, if you're a car dealer, then you're probably going to flack a lot more. Or real estate agent. Oh, my God, real estate agents. Oh. They still tell you when you go, I'm trying to buy a house at the moment, and they still, because you use a real estate agent, so they can do all the research and whatever you pay them, the 1-2%, whatever it works out to be, whatever they're happy with, whatever. And they still tell you when they show you the house, that classic 1980s. Well, I need a decision. I've got someone else's, ooh, it's just like, how many fucking people are buying this house? Do you know what I mean? Don't make any sense.
But that thing still works.
It works here. When they come to me, they tell me that. I'll say, great. Then don't worry about it. Don't call me. It's fine. If they want it, they can have it. I don't care.
It's like on Booking.com.
Oh, sure.
Only 2 properties left at this price, or only 2 rooms, or only 2 tickets.
And you go, oh my God, I need to get it now.
Urgency.
Yeah, but there's still hundreds of rooms.
I was actually looking at some statistics with all these things online, and apparently the success rate for these gimmicks is really high still. Yeah. Last 2 pieces.
Exactly.
Offer ends in 2 minutes.
Yep.
Whatever.
Exactly. Impulse.
Creates that sense of urgency, and that
makes you want to buy now.
Makes you push that buy button, yeah. And I guess it's the same, but I would say you have different types of sales. So real estate is one, car sales again is different.
Yeah, for sure, it's different domain. Both with the bad.
I think it depends on the sales cycle as well. If it's long or if it's a now.
If it's a purchase now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's purchase now, you seem to get more transactional salespeople that don't really care about your needs and wants.
Exactly, yeah. And you only have so much time to qualify and understand the client.
Exactly. And I mean, if you're buying an apartment, well, there's only so many things you need and want. No? If you're buying a car, I mean, it's going to be primarily subject to the first thing, which is how much money have you got? Or can you actually get your hands on?
I actually remember how I bought my apartment. So it took me, I saw over 100 apartments in Bucharest before buying my one.
Jesus. How long did it take you to buy one? A year and a half?
No, this is the interesting part. I actually did it by myself because I said, who needs
an agent?
Yeah, I'll just look
Who
up
needs
on
an agent?
Imobiliare, OLX, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and see so many. And after 4 months...
They all look the same.
Besides the fact that they all look the same, none of them were ticking what I wanted. So my cousin actually recommended a real estate agent that she worked with. I met this guy, a nice man, 45 to 50-ish, experienced, not that sleazy kind of...
Typical.
Yeah, and the first thing he did was to ask me questions. So surface, budget, areas, what do you want, this. After like 15 minutes with him, he said, okay, I'll get back to you in 3 days. In 3 days, he came with 3 apartments, out of which I bought one.
Far out. What did he do different to everybody else?
He asked the questions, listened to the questions, and
the answers, you mean?
No, he listened to my answers, and listened to my needs. This is what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. So he qualified you properly, basically.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you needed anyway. Yeah.
I was going to see apartments. I don't know. I was looking for 2-bedroom or 2-room apartment, whatever, at least 50 square meters, and I was going to see studios.
Sure.
Why?
Yeah, it's pain in the ass.
Hey, they have a wall here. And
yeah, there's one wall here, one there, and one there. That's it. And your bed is right next to the bath, basically, and the kitchen.
Yeah,
I've seen
actually
some dodgy cars on the edges here.
Asking the questions and listening is one of the things that stuck into mind from you.
What's that?
Asking questions and listening.
Yes.
This is something that I learned from you.
Oh, I'm touched, mate. I think it's the most valuable thing you can do in sales.
Absolutely.
Well, not the most, but it's right up there. I think qualifying and listening to what the client's needs and wants are, rapport building, relationship skills, and knowing how to ask for the money, ask for the deal.
I'll add one to this.
Oh, we'll take a fourth. Are you ready? There's a fourth.
This is something that I actually learned from Șerban.
Good.
And Adina.
This good lady, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. After these 3, you also have to find a way to find the hidden need.
The underlying objections.
Not the objections, the actual needs, because...
That they don't tell you.
Exactly. Sometimes they don't tell you because they don't want to, they forget, or they're not even conscious about them. They don't realize that they have them.
He might be trying to catch us out. Not sure.
Yeah, so
Can you give us an example of a time where you've applied that and it worked, or that you actually uncovered something that you ordinarily may not have?
yeah, a simple example is, I don't know, let's talk about paper
Sex,
towels.
baby. Let's talk about you.
And paper or towels afterwards, yeah?
And Șterge.ro.
Yeah.
Așa.
Yeah, so let's take your example here, because
Okay.
you're in a historical building, yeah? So when it comes to paper
It is
towels,
beautiful.
yeah, it's historical. You're on Regina Elisabeta, I mean.
Yeah, is this historical?
Yes, Duncan.
I'm educated about the buildings in Bucharest. Așa.
Yeah, so your basic need, if I were to talk to you or your colleague who handles these, your basic need is to have decent quality paper towels in a right budget so that everyone is happy, right?
Okay. Let's say.
So if I asked her about this, this is what she would tell me about. Yeah,
Most likely, yeah.
okay.
Or I don't really care. Can you just fill the toilet roll?
One need that can come up and you need to ask for it is, how often does your toilet get blocked?
Okay.
Especially in historical buildings. And many a times, the answer will be actually quite often. The reason being that people are throwing paper towels
In
in
the- so
the
you
toilet
should have-
instead of the bin, yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
So this is the type of hidden need, if you want. It's just a basic example.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
But the moment you ask this type of question and go down this route of finding the hidden needs, you've passed every other salesperson that client has spoken to, because you're looking a lot deeper and you're trying to understand or make his life better more than the others.
So, how would you encourage other people to learn how to find that hidden need?
Ask questions, go to clients, ask them to see more of what they're doing. So
Show me the environment in which we might put our product or.
exactly. Talk to other people in the company. One mistake that again, this is something that I learned working with my colleagues, is that many salespeople go straight to the buyer.
The decision maker only. Yeah.
Not necessarily, because the decision maker persona can be made of several people, each having their own stake.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say you're the CEO. Yeah, you don't really care about cleaning products, but
No, I just want everything to be clean.
you'll have someone who buys them. Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So her job is to make sure that she pays the correct price, gets the product on time, that you have.
And it's always
whatever.
there.
And it's always there, yeah. But then you'll have other people's needs. I don't know. Some people might have dry skin, so in that case, they would need
Alcohol-free.
alcohol or a soap that
cleanser or something like
doesn't protect their skin. Other people can have allergies to certain chemicals. Other people can have smell problems. I don't know, things like that. So when you start talking to different people in an organization, you can bypass the buyer, whose main objective is to lowball you on the price. 'Cause at the end of the day, this is
Yeah.
what a
Purchasing
purchasing
manager
person
does, yeah.
needs to do. He gets asked by his boss,
Yeah. Get it for as low as possible and get the job done.
get it 10% cheaper this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the advice here would be to talk to the stakeholders, understand who is responsible of using your product, your service, whatever, and get talking to them. It's like with to the top when you're pitching the sales service.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Who are you gonna talk to?
only the decision maker.
Which is who?
Generally the CEO, GM, managing director. Depending on the size of the organization, maybe a sales director. But that would be in a larger. In our case, it doesn't necessarily apply too much because if
But you still need a sales director on board.
again, that depends on the size of the organization. So most of our clients are corporate companies.
Yeah.
So it's generally, it doesn't actually fall He's normally not so much part of the process until the deal is already done, in our case. The bad news about our service is it very often exposes the weak in the sales team and the sales management. And that's so we go above them every time. Because if we get to them, they go, oh, and we say, well, we guarantee A, B, C, D, F, G, whatever that may be. And they're like, oh, shit, we don't do half of that ourselves, and I'm not hitting my target. And that's why the management are possibly looking for a lead generation service, because I can't get my own team to do it properly. Yeah. Or I'm not working hard enough or don't care or whatever, whatever their attitude might be. So in our case, no, I get it. We do need the sales management on board when it comes time to that, but the deal's already done. But then we tell them, say, listen, we're here to make you look good. This is what we tell them. We're here to make you look good. And we will let them know that without you, this couldn't be done. Because if we don't do that, then what we have experienced in the past is that we provide the lead, it ticks every box and more for the customer, and the sales manager turns around and goes, nah, shit company, shit leads, nah, rubbish. I'll give you an example. We work with this digital marketing agency, it doesn't matter who, and they had this manager there, and I think she did quite a good job, like in the 7 years that she was there. I think overall she did like quite a good job, so, I mean, it would be wrong to take something away from her, but the minute we came on board, there was like, ooh, well, okay, we haven't been doing our job properly. So we would open the sales calls for them online, Zoom meetings, whatever, introduce the new prospect, recap absolutely everything that was discussed, not the whole 20-minute conversation, but, the bullet points of that conversation, the reason why they're on the call, and then say, and this is the manager, and here she is, and, profitable, go, have fun, And then, the lead was shit.
Okay.
So in our case, no. So we learned to, try and get the sales manager on his side, but not to do the deal. He was never part of the equation because it always exposed the weak anyway.
Yeah, for us it's a bit different. So, for example, if we go to an industrial client, automotive industry or food processing, we're talking about big factories over 500 employees. Yeah. When you talk to the purchasing manager, he'll give you, this is what we're buying, these are the quantities, give me the best price.
Yep.
And that's where it ends.
Yep. Been there with the PPE, we did the same thing back in the day. Yeah.
So this is why you need to understand everyone else around them. So you go to the production manager and understand, okay, Mr. Production Manager, what are your KPIs? Well, I need to make production fast, efficient, I need to lower costs, I need to have X amount of units made every day. Okay, and then you start understanding what he does and where your product fits into that. A basic example that we did was for a headlight factory.
Okay.
Yeah,
headlight for cars.
Yeah, headlights for cars. At different stages of the manufacturing process, they had to wipe the headlight. Yeah. Okay.
Dust or whatever.
Dust, residues, films, whatever. And they would, for every one of these headlights, they would need to use a new new cloth. Sorry, a wipe. And one thing that happened is that the wipes were here and the production was here. So for every new wipe,
they had to walk all the way.
Someone had to walk 1 minute this way,
1 minute back.
1 minute back. And
it was on the wall in a dispenser or something daft like that.
It was put in an area, whatever, in a storage room, and they would take 10 of them so that they wouldn't do so many round trips.
So this goes against every lean management theory.
Exactly, yeah. Yep. So this is a simple example. When you put in a dispenser right at his working station,
it's tick, 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 tick. Yep. Exactly. So you've given him back maybe an hour's worth of production in the day. Maybe.
Even more than that. If you're wasting 2 minutes for every...
Each time. Depends if it's every... Yeah, how many manufactured headlights they own an hour.
Even if you're taking more, if you take more than one each time, then you'll be wasting them. Because some of them will eventually fall on the ground and you can't use them because there's the risk of scratching.
In the headlight, yeah.
So you'll have to talk to this guy, to the production manager. You'll have to talk to the lean manager, and who has a KPI of what? Yeah. Making things
way
faster,
more efficient.
So you need to understand what he does. Then you need to talk to a facility manager. Then you need to talk to a quality manager. So each one of them has different agendas, different KPIs. And at the end of the day, if you get all of them on board, then the purchaser will have to buy the products that
That ticks all those KPIs.
Exactly.
From your department. That's a tip right there from the top, by the way. Speaking of tips, mate, that's very interesting. Yeah, and I think that's a good approach. And if I'm sure that if more salespeople out there actually took that kind of approach when they're selling to these big, especially to the bigger end clients where there are multiple departments involved, most likely they're going to increase their sales dramatically.
I think this is a philosophy that you have to take with every client.
Yep.
Find a way.
Yep.
I've learned this as well. If you find a way to make your client's life better,
not just save them $1. Yeah.
Not save them $1, not just take their money and deliver and that's it. Find a way to add value, be it by I don't know, calling them, asking them if they still have products on stock, or having a bot do that.
Bit of extra service.
Exactly. Just find a way to improve their life. This goes with building rapport.
Yeah.
Because that way they'll...
Relationship goes up. Yeah, that goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right, I'll agree with that. Fair play. Fair play. So you said qualifying and listening was one. Delegation. And what's this? Give us one more that you've learned from someone, another entrepreneur or business leader, that you implement or adhere to in your own business now. So there's qualifying and listening, the delegation to let others take on board a bit of ownership of some of the tasks. What else?
Another of them.
That's done you justice.
You actually mentioned it earlier. Zooming out, taking a moment to
take a step back. Yeah, the big picture. It's a hard thing to do.
Very hard.
It's very hard because you're the one responsible. Well, in this case, there are more than just yourself, obviously, responsible, but still, primarily, it's kind of going to fall back on your head a bit more. Yeah,
when you're doing all these small or not so small tasks every day, you're losing sight of the big picture. There's actually, I'll actually add one to this. Every morning you should start, when you're an entrepreneur, you should start every day by asking yourself, what am I going to do today to make me more money, or to make the business grow, or to have a positive impact on my business? And at the end of the day, you should ask the same question, what have I done today? And if the answer is nothing, then you need to stop, zoom out. And start again. It's funny you say that. I have this sign, actually, that came from my brother, and you walk past it every time you come in here. I never saw it. You know? But he adheres to it, so that's the main thing. And again, this is something that I just learned, not learned, but started applying recently. Recently, yeah. Well, you should have come into the office earlier then, mate. It's on the wall, and I can see it from my desk. It sits there, and it was something that I actually learned from my younger brother, who's also an entrepreneur. And he said to me one day, he said, "Look, I got this sign above my desk, you know." And he at this point, I think before he had his own office and stuff like that, you know, he had the sign above the desk. I was like, "All right, what does it say?" And he says, "What have I done today to take me one step closer to achieving my goal?" Yeah. Which is basically exactly what you just said. Yeah. And I can see it every day from my office, and it's right there every day, you know. And my goal is to add one new business to the portfolio every year until I'm 50. Okay. Nice. And then seeing as I'm only 21, we're going to be doing really well later on, you know. But it's the same thing, you know. Yeah. It's the same thing. And it's, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a bit like almost like an affirmation, you know. It's that kind of thing. It's that constant, because I ask myself the same question every single day, like every day. It's not an affirmation because I'm not telling myself something, but I'm asking myself something, you know. It's like, what am I actually doing? And I think it's valuable. So we've had some cracking tips there from Mr. Alex Clinciu, mate. Really appreciate that. I'm just sharing what I learned from others, mate. I think that's actually half the battle. You know, is shutting up and listening. I mean, you know, listen and learn from as many as you can. And look, I know it's almost a cliche. You mentioned it earlier. Surround yourself with, you know, more successful people than yourself. Be the dumbest guy in the room. This type of thing, you know. But there's so much weight behind that. There's so much value there. Yeah, it's actually true, and it works. I mean, because then you actually do shut up because you actually don't know. Yeah. You know, and you don't, you know, and if you've got half a brain or half a head on your shoulders, you don't really want to embarrass the shit out of yourself in front of all these really smart people. So you shut up. No? Yeah, that's one way of seeing it. Yeah. What's another? you should just see that it's beneficial for you and
For
your
sure.
business.
Yeah, for sure. But this is why you don't talk. I mean, yeah.
Some people don't have this kind of shame, or I don't know, they don't realize. They prefer to talk even if they're not clearly not the smarter person in the room. And
Pretend
I've seen
that they
many
are.
entrepreneurs doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We work with don't really work so close anymore, but a consultant, you know, and one of the businesses, you know, and he's exactly the same. He knows everything, and it's his biggest detriment. You know, it's his biggest detriment because when other people who meet him who actually know more, they just. I've been in meetings with them, and there's like, mate, just just sit down, kind of thing. And this is what they do to him, you know. And he can't see it, and he still believes he's the smartest guy in the room, mate. Don't get me wrong; he's a very educated man, you know. For a young guy, he's very smart. You know, I definitely wouldn't take that away from him. But because of his level of arrogance, you know, it's so high. We just don't deal with him anymore. Just mate, nah, too much. You know.
Yeah, but when you're like that, how can you grow?
You can't.
There's
I mean, you can keep educating yourself on different topics and and learning things, and that's great. But I think it's one thing to read a book, something else to watch a tutorial, and it's something else to learn firsthand from someone else.
yeah.
You know, face to face, and sit there and actually have the what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. You know, to basically just to learn to shut up and listen. You know. And it's a hard thing to do. But look, again, mate, I appreciate you coming. But just before you go, because you did say earlier that you are a bona fide salesman. He agreed.
An okay one.
That's not all. I think we called him out early. So what we're going to do, and I hope you don't mind, is we want to play a game with you.
Okay.
If you're up playing a bit of a game. So at the end of each podcast, I do this because all these entrepreneurs and these guests that come on, they're all actually predominantly, because they're business people, they have some form of background like you in sales.
Okay.
They've learned the trade. So we like to test them and see how good it is. So what
You're doing that smug face. Like
Yes, I know. Because the objective is to catch you out, because they come and say, yes, I am a bona fide salesman. So let's see. So we go to ChatGPT and we say to ChatGPT, listen, I will need you to generate some random silly product that we can sell. So I'm going to give you two options.
Please don't be a dildo.
No, we said silly product. That has
Actually, if I'm going to sell it to you, please make it be a dildo.
Oh, wow. Do I look like I'm in need, yeah? I look like I'm in need. Okay, so here's one of them, right? The selfie toaster. Okay, the selfie toaster. So you start your day with a smile by toasting your selfie onto your morning toast.
I think this thing actually exists.
I believe it does. I'm not saying that the ChatGPT created the product. It's
okay.
just we just asked it for some silly products that that we can ultimately use against you. So it'll put your selfie onto the toast. So onto each slice for personalized breakfast experience. That's the first one. Second one, the singing shower head. So you make shower time more entertaining with singing shower head. This innovative device serenades you with your favorite tunes while you lather up, turning your bathroom into a private concert hall.
Well, something that I'd like to get.
You'd actually like that. Okay, so you want the singing shower head, yeah?
It sounds like fun.
Okay, then sell away.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the bathroom and get into a shower. What do you do while you shower?
I bath.
That's it.
No.
With your head.
With the shower, yes, we get in the shower. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
And what do you think about it? What is it that you do?
What is it I think about in the shower?
Yeah.
Predominantly work.
Okay.
Generally. I mean, I'm in there doing the usual, having a brainstorming session in my mind, thinking about tasks that I've got to do, things that what can I do? How can I change this? I don't know. Things like that.
So what you're saying is that within the first minutes of your day, you're already thinking about work. Your brain is going like 110%.
Let's say it.
Okay. What kind of impact do you think that has
On the business,
on your day, on you as a person, or on you, Duncan?
what kind of impact does that type of thinking?
No, that type of activity first thing in the morning.
I think it's a good thing because I'm right in the middle of one. When I wake up, I tend to wake up quite energetic anyway. You know, I'm a general high energy person. You know, in general, and I kind of wake up like fresh. When I wake up, like it takes me like 60 seconds before I go from to I'm awake. Like 60 seconds, generally speaking.
Okay.
You know? Minus the days you wake up with a bit of a hangover. Aside from them, fortunately, they're not so many anymore. But no, in all seriousness, I generally wake up and I'm pretty fresh, kind of fast. So I'm in the shower, I'm even just becoming even more fresh.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. I find it a great opportunity. We're going to get him right here. I find it a great opportunity to take that moment every day to focus on work.
Okay. Do you enjoy music?
Yep.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Variety. I avoid the classical kind of thing. It never really did too much for me.
Okay.
Aside from that.
Well, you said you're an energetic person.
Yep.
So you're into energetic music, makes you feel good. Yeah. So imagine this. During your first
Here comes the
5
picture
minutes,
painting.
during the first minutes of your day, instead of already starting to work in your head, just enjoy 5 more minutes and listen to your favorite song while you're showering.
I'm in and out in probably under 4 minutes.
And make it 4 minutes of enjoying your music.
But why? I'm not sure. I mean, but it's my time to think.
Okay, I missed then.
We got him. Here's the catch. Let me tell you, right? Okay, cool. Here we go. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to showering in the morning, yeah? Cool. If there was such a thing as a singing shower head that was going to play your favourite tunes, whatever, you Bluetooth it to your mobile, your Spotify
That's
account.
fair, because I already won it.
We caught him twice?
I already want to buy it.
Okay, but let me ask you this, straight up. Honestly, okay, taking the equation that this is the first time you're hearing about it, okay?
Yeah.
Scenario. Well, technically it is anyway, but cool. What would actually make you want to buy that product? Got him. Because now he's thinking about all the reasons why. And this is one of the qualifying questions that you should always ask your clients. What would actually make you want to do it? What would actually make you want to switch? What need actually needs to be covered for you to do that?
You're right, yeah.
And there it is, ladies. And that is the catch. Thank you, mate. Real pleasure. Good to have you. Good to see you.
Great to see
See you again.